Deep in the heart of Paldea lies an energy possibly far older than most believe, a force that reshapes life, reality, and the very fabric of time. Commonly known in the region as Terastal energy, a phenomenon that is not just a battle mechanic, but instead a highly concentrated form of infinity energy, stabilized in crystalline arrangement and propagated by the last of the Terapagos. But what if this energy does more than simply alter Pokemon types for a fun and unexpected change in battle? What if it allows access to timelines that exist alongside ours, untouched and non-interactive, where the impossible can become possible with a little human ingenuity? While I do not believe that this energy type can explain the origins of Paradox Pokemon, I do believe that there is a connection to them, and the extraordinary transformations we witness in Paldea today, and the potential that non-linear timelines hold. But how did this all begin, and what are the implications for the world as we know it? Let's start at the beginning. About 2 million years ago, Paldea underwent a massive tectonic upheaval. I think, deep within the crust, raw terastal energy, a crystallized form of life energy, was suddenly exposed. Most of the Terapagos species perished in this cataclysm, but at least one managed to survive, shielding itself within its shell and slumbering ever since. In an instant, this exposure transformed it into the stellar form we see today. Its biology fused with crystalline energy, making it a living conduit of terrestrial energy similar to the crystallized tree we see in Area Zero, a naturally living organism that slowly crystallized over time. Plus, I would hazard a guess and say that Terapagos was not a subterranean species of tortoise, but one that is found on the surface, swallowed by the earth and trapped for those 2 million years, as was that crystallized tree we see in Area Zero today. This energy didn't just transform Terapagos and that tree. Over the ages, terrestrial energy continued to seep into the surrounding geology, forming the Terra crystals that dot Paldea today. These crystals act as localized reservoirs of this unique energy, influencing the evolution and abilities of Pokemon exposed to it. Unlike Terapagos, other Pokemon only experience short or diluted exposure, which explains why their forms largely remain unaffected, except for species like the Titan Pokemon, Herba Mystica, or the Glamora line, which adapted to feed on this energy. But terrestrial energy doesn't exist in isolation in Scarlet and Violet. I believe it's closely related to infinity energy, the mysterious life force energy first discovered in Kalos and later in Hoenn. Infinity energy powers Mega Evolution, the ultimate weapon, and it even impacts dimensional stability through the use of that ultimate weapon. Terrestrial energy can be thought of as a crystallized, pure concentration of infinity energy. Its interaction with Pokemon like Terapagos may explain the unusual phenomena observed in Paldea. Type changes, enhanced forms, and the ability to resonate with adjacent, non-linear timelines, as Zinnia explained in Auras during the Delta episode. This brings us to the modern-day events of Scarlet and Violet. Professor Sada and Turo, fascinated by Heath's book, ventured to the deepest depths of Area Zero, developed the Terra Orbs to amplify and focus terrestrial energy, made an AI to assist with their research, and even invented the self-proclaimed Time Machine. With this technology, they tapped into adjacent timelines, realities parallel to our own that do not interact with the main timeline, thinking they were reaching linearly to the past or future of their timeline. Using this, they brought Paradox Pokemon into Paldea, creatures from these alternate timelines whose strange forms and abilities reflect environments and evolutionary pressures from realities we can't directly observe or begin to understand. But why weren't they around until after the professor made the machine? Why did Heath describe similar, but not exact descriptions of Iron Treads or Great Tusk like we encounter in the modern day? Were these from a different timeline, from the one the professor tapped into? Or were they just inaccurate sketches of brief one-off encounters? Notice how none of these events affected the present timeline. A prehistoric or future Pokemon might be pulled into Paldea, yet history marches on unchanged. If it were an actual time machine, were these Pokemon always destined to be spirited away and never contribute to their respective time periods? If so, that would still impact the present in some way and forever cause unwanted ripples in time. But it hasn't. Could it be that Terastal energy and Terra crystals are used in a way like the Devon Corporation in Oraz planned to use infinity energy and send the incoming asteroid to a different place? Possibly another reality? That's my understanding of the story Scarlet and Violet told us, especially with the crystal pool scene with the professor, and the Terra crystals being used in such a way would make sense since we've seen it in action before. So from tectonic upheaval to modern experimentation, Terastal energy has quietly shaped Paldea's ecosystem for millennia. To summarize it, Terastal energy catalyzed the transformation of the last Terrapagos, and tree that fell into the vein of pure energy influenced the evolution of Glimmet, Herba Mystica, and Titan Pokemon, and now enables the interaction with alternate timelines. Sounds simple enough to understand? But why is the community divided on it? What am I missing? Is there something that I missed? Or do these ideas from previous games not hold up and is meant to be a self-contained story? What's up with Roaring Moon looking like Mega Salamence? Personally, I think it's interesting to see a paradox form of a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, and I think it further helps my point that Terastal energy is very similar, if not identical, to Infinity energy. While Infinity energy can be used to Mega Evolve Pokemon with the Trainer's Bond, it can also reveal ancient features once lost to time and can give us a glimpse into the ancient lineage of these Pokemon like Aerodactyl and Salamence. One thing's for sure, somewhere within these timelines, the unseen hand of Arceus continues to shape the Pokemon we know in ways we can't begin to comprehend, like the homeworld of Eternatus, the other Pokemon that live in other timelines untouched by man, homeworlds of Ultra Beast, Elgium, Clefairy, and new phenomena we have yet to see in other regions. Well, that's going to do it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below what you think about this idea, and I would love to hear your suggestions in the comments below.